Peeps, Collector Paul here, going live on YouTube for the first time, hoping that everything works out. It's definitely a learning curve for me. This is just some of the stuff I just picked up. Somebody gave me 2 crates of jars that I needed to go through, but we'll wait to see if anybody jumps on. If not, hopefully we're dropping a video here. Okay, I'm 30 miles west of Philadelphia, southeastern Pennsylvania. It's a really old area, Revolutionary War area. So a lot of great old stuff, old bottles out this way. I'm hoping to do auctions on Monday nights when I do get set up. And I would love to invite auctioneer guests on so they can promote their Facebook, their channels, and maybe sell a few items. And direct message me if you're interested in being a guest in the future. What I typically would like to do with an auction is just have like a 3-bottle format. Like I would sell 3 bottles and switch it over to my guest, and so they can sell 3 items and then switch back again. And I would love to keep my channel, my auctions, open to all. And I know there's been a lot of history with the different auctions, and we're going to forget about all that with this auction and just have fun, as me and Laurel and Tony do on the auction sites. We just like it and have a lot of fun. You can see me on Facebook at Collector Paul. There I'll put links to my eBay store, which has been running for about 14 years now. Just recently got back in the bottles about 3 years ago. I am a history buff, especially Gettysburg area. But about 3 years ago I decided to get back into it. It's something that I had started bottle collecting about the age of 10. I always had a tremendous interest in antiques of any sort. And eventually as a teenager got into bottle hunting and did a lot of it, did a lot of privy digging in my 20s, and then life gets in the way. I got married, 3 children, my youngest is 16, and I decided to pick up on it again in my later years, which I am now 66. But I've always enjoyed it. I enjoyed handling them, I enjoy getting them, I especially enjoy getting them over to collectors for their collection. I love to get history back on the bottles themselves, whether it was a family member of had a doctor in Philadelphia that used to sell a cure was one example. But I just love the history of the glass, of the bottles. So I am fully back into it. Again, you can see me on Facebook. My eBay links will be on Facebook. I post bottles a couple times a week, so that would give you the link to my Facebook page, or I'm sorry, to the eBay. I like to post bottle shows on my Facebook, and any auctions that are coming up. So it's really a good resource to come on and just see what's going on. And basically around the country I will list bottle shows, and it seems to be a great help. Some of the great auctions that are on, give a shout out to Matt at Mac McBottles. I hope he's having an auction tonight. I haven't looked into it yet to see if he's going to have one. Gene at Adventures in Glass, great auction. I know he's scheduled for next Friday. Definitely jump on to that. Shout out to Annie, All in the Eyes of the Beholder. She has great auctions, and she also lists a lot of shorts. Annie's a great chef, and she shares a lot of her cooking with us. James from the Copper Poppers, he's Western Pennsylvania. He's a school teacher. He has an occasional auction every couple months, but it's always a lot of fun to get on his auctions. 2 lovely ladies from New Jersey, Shelley and Dawn. and their site is Can You Dig It. They also have great auctions, and I know Dawn has been having auctions as a fundraiser for the veterans, where they give 100% of the profits over to the different veteran organizations. I'll mention a couple others. Travis does the Crick Diggers on Saturday night. Deej from Michigan, where Matt's located, Digging with Deej. She's been having some great auctions too, though I need to convince her to get off that second Centralia bottle that she has, because I am from Pennsylvania, and Centralia is a great history. If you've never looked into it, look it up. It's a ghost town. Shout out to now these guys don't have auctions, but just a shout out, Russ and Tiffany, Queen City Diggers, another great site. Jamie with Country Diggers, and she's got a lot of followers, and she posts a lot of her digging videos. Badger's Bottles, David Kern, great bottle collector, and I know he's hooked up with Hunter, and I forget their new site that they're posting videos, but if you go to Badger's Bottles or David Kern, you can get the latest digging videos. Always a lot of fun to watch. So these guys in front of me, just give you a little background on myself. I work at a retirement community, and I work second shift. So a lot of times you see me in the auctions, I'll mention that I'm working, and I work 4 to midnight. But what they have there, it's the kind of community that if you move in and for whatever unfortunate reason to run out of money, they don't throw you on the street. So what they do, they raise money. So you have these sheds that they will put a lot of different household goods in. When a person passes away and a family goes through all their goods, they will turn over to the nonprofit to sell the items, to raise money for the residents that are still there and need to be taken care of. So this is where these guys showed up, 2 boxes full, and I know we're not dealing with a lot of old stuff here, but I love fruit jars. I just love the colors, the shapes. There's just no way I could ever collect them, because there's just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. Jerry Jensen, he's a great collector. Knows a lot about jars. If you go on and see him, you see him on the different Facebook sites. But I wanted to show you one thing here, if I could find. Look at this mason here. But look at the ground top. I have never seen a cleaner ground top ever. I don't think this jar was ever used. So very, very neat jar. Probably not worth a whole heck of a lot. The ball jars can be dated. Examples here, you got the 3L. You see the extra L at the end. Those guys are dated, I believe, 1910. Oh, 1900 to 1910. So even though they're common, there's a lot of them made, not worth a lot of money, but still just a great history on them if you look them up. The Ball Perfect Masons are generally like 1913 to 1923, and you got the Atlas. They had a bunch of lids in. I'm not sure about the Presto. If anybody could share any information on the Presto. I'm assuming it's an insert that would go like this. For example, these lids with the open tops. I'm assuming the glass insert goes in there. But again, not real familiar with it. I picked up a couple milk bottles. This is a small town, Middleport, PA. Being a dairy, maybe not so rare, but it is a very small town. A couple of the other little neat things that I pick up when I speak of this shed where they put these items in for sale. Everything starts at $2. So I'm trying to help them out with some of these jars and maybe putting a few more dollars on it for them instead of just selling them for $2. But there's some of the other neat stuff I pick up. Like this little creamer there is about 100 years old. This here is sun-glazed transferware. I forget what you call the stuff, but I recognize it, that it's old. I looked it up. It's like 1880. It's a dairy pitcher. And hard to see on there, but there's a cow in there. So I pick up stuff like that. Uranium, I got an eye out for that. And this guy here, I picked up the other day. Look at that. $3. Can't beat it. And it has the original glass stopper. 2 little chips on it, but I think it's a nice specimen for anyone's display that likes uranium. I have been mentioning with my YouTube channel that I currently have about 61 subscribers. When I get to 100, I'm going to give away a jar of marbles. A lot of glowers in there. A lot of these I purchased from Matt McBottle. He usually has a great marble auction on Wednesday night, and then that same week he'll do an everything auction on Friday nights. So like I said, I'm hoping he's having one tonight. If he does, I will have it posted on my Facebook. So I just wanted to jump on. This is my first time with YouTube Live, and I am in hopes of doing a Monday night auction and bringing on guests. I'm going to give a great shout out to wonderful friends and supporters, Laurel out in Oregon and Tony Moeller. I met Tony through auctions and realized that he's only about 30 minutes away from me. So it was great to find somebody local to hang out with, to go to bottle shows with, and just a good friend. And Tony, if you know Tony, you know he knows ink bottles. So if they ever come up with a rare ink bottle, jump on and let Tony know about it. Laurel, you find anything yellow glass, get a hold of her. She loves yellow glass, any bottles. Alright, so I'm glad I was able to get on today. Hopefully everything worked out. I'm hoping I can go back and review this and just see the comments. Leave out any comments you'd like. Again, if you'd like to be a special guest on the auctions in the future, just direct message me. And please, if you could share this channel, like and subscribe if you're not already. And hopefully it will be filled with a lot of history. I want to do videos of history of this area because I think it's so important to the development of the country. And in year 250, the Battle of the Brandywine was very close to me. Actually, the town that I'm in now, Kennett Square, there was only one wood dwelling at the time of that battle, and General Howe's troops camped right on the hill here where the town is. And from here is where they marched down towards Chadds Ford or the Brandywine Creek for another battle that Washington lost, but it's got a lot of history. It was considered the single most bloodiest day on the soil of America, with about 6,000 casualties that day, September 11, 1777. And trivia question I often ask: what was the next single bloodiest battle on the soil of the United States? And it wasn't until the Civil War at Antietam, and I forget the numbers down there. I'm thinking 35,000 casualties in a single day. I actually had a great uncle that fought in that battle. If you know anything about it, he was fought in the cornfield and he fought in Bloody Lane. He survived it. He was captured 3 days before Gettysburg. They would do prisoner exchanges. They released him. He went back to Ireland. He was crazy, so he came back. He joined the cavalry. He died at the age of 65, and it says as a result of wounds from the battle, but we have no idea what his wounds were. But again, I'm a bit of a history buff, that's why I mention it. So some of my videos will be on history, but mostly bottles. Hope to get into some privy digging. I do live in an 1840 row home, and there's about 6 homes along here, and be darned if I can find the privies, because a lot of these yards got a lot of backfill in them. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Hope to join you again soon. Thanks everyone who jumped on board, and have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.